maybe I should transition that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started.
Medic!
I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 787 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today, June 2nd, 2024. My name's Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. And you are coming live from the West Wing. No, okay, you're not coming. Maybe you are. I don't know. But you are listening live from the West Wing in Roseville, California. Also joining me today, Miss Kim Woods. Kim, how are things out in BFE?
They're good. The weather's nice. It's not raining. The locusts aren't that bad because I've heard people bitch consistently about how loud the locusts are, and apparently they're not at my house. So, all right. So I'm ready to podcast.
The fact that you have locust,
A plague of locusts, apparently.
Yeah, that's like, isn't like the apocalypse approaching, the coming of the end?
Well, that's what they say, because apparently we're supposed to have like several species of locusts, I guess, this year coming out of the ground or wherever they come from. So, but I mean, so far they haven't been that bad, at least not at my house.
I believe they are born out of the bowels of hell. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so the end is nigh.
It is.
Okay. Hey, so important real quickly. Today, Marcanix couldn't make it. He is tied up with family, so he was not able to make it. And, we feel bad. We don't want to take away from family time, so I understand it. I get it. So, Mark, I hope you're enjoying your time. We do have some audio, and this is a little disheartening, from Robin in his latest escapades.
Oh boy.
we're not sure if Robin is okay or not. But we'll update that hopefully next week. But yeah, either way, couldn't make it. Pete, we honestly, we've heard from Pete, although I'm starting to think Pete might be captured by pirates.
Oh.
Yep. And so I'm not sure that the messages we've seen and heard from him are legitimate like him, but rather him being forced to give a message of I'm okay, send money to my Nigerian bank account, which felt a little odd, but
Right.
again, we're hoping the best for Pete. But that means just the two of us, Kim, just you and I. If I had that audio, I would get us a copyright strike just to play just the two of us, but I'm not gonna because I don't have it. But we are on YouTube. We are on Twitch. So if you want, you can join live, watch us as we stream. We talk about video games. We talk about life. That's what you're going to be hearing a lot of today. Probably more life than video. Well, no, it's going to be about 50-50. 50-50.
Right.
We do this every Sunday, Kim. Would you believe it or
Yeah,
not?
we do.
Every Sunday. 12
Nuts,
p.m. on the
isn't it?
West Coast. And that's really all that matters to me.
Right.
It's 2 p.m. out in your time zone,
It is.
which again, BFE, I don't even know if that's a thing, but it's
What, the time? Yeah.
no, where are you located? It's
Oh, all right.
because I
That's
mean,
just it.
so what is your official town?
My official town, well, I live in Arbela, but I guess the next town that you might actually maybe find better would be Memphis. So,
Okay.
because I'm about 8 miles from there. So,
All right.
I guess that would be the next big town.
So technically then you are in BFA.
Pretty-
Bumfuck Arbela. Okay.
Yep,
Gotcha.
pretty much. There you go.
3 p.m. on the East Coast where Gary DeFelice lives. And again, don't really care much about him these days. New York is ruining everything for everybody, including Donald Trump. And of course, if you are out in the UK, we're sorry, but we still love you. 8 p.m. out in the UK. And we do this specifically for our UK audience. We're being nice. We feel pity for the former rulers of our country that lost in a glorious war, revolutionary war, where we took back our country and we said no to your tax on tea and all other shenanigans, including redcoats. I think we just didn't like the color red at the time, although I am sporting red today.
You
Go
are.
figure. Yeah. Soon enough, though, we will be celebrating our glorious country's birthday in July.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this. I just got off on this tangent, Kim. This is what happens when you let the kids run the show and
Right.
have no oversight from, adults. But
Right.
okay. Hey, we got some birthdays, Kim.
We do.
Birthdays we should talk about.
Alrighty.
I think you should do the honors of reading off the birthdays and then in your best Irish Mexican voice, sing happy birthday.
I did that once. All right. Alrighty. On June 3rd, Andrew Wells is Scott Stebby has a birthday. Paul Taft Davis Ricks, also known as Taftman, has a birthday on June 6th. And I believe it's today. Anyway, on Facebook, accordingly, it's today. Phil and Lisa Olsen are having an anniversary. So cheers,
a day
guys.
of mourning. A day of mourning. Just kidding,
Day of
Phil.
mourning.
We love Phil and Lisa. That
Yep.
is fantastic. Happy anniversary. Okay, now Kim,
Sure.
ready?
What? Oh God.
Irish
Yeah, I
Mexican.
guess.
You can do it.
Irish. I can't do Irish Mexican. Oh, dear
I don't think
God.
anybody can do Irish Mexican.
It's gonna come off sounding like the leprechaun dude off of Looney Tunes or something. I don't know. I can't do it.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's
I'm
for the
not
best.
drunk enough.
Maybe for the best. I do. Look, I couldn't do it. I threw it on you. Why
I know.
not? All right. Let's do some story time, Kim. If I
Alrighty.
can find somewhere in this nonsense.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
Hey, I heard that.
Woohoo!
Yep. Couldn't get the
Yeah,
word, I
and
didn't know.
my Skype screen keeps fluctuating between like full screen and then setting back. And I think it's
God.
because I get these little announcements like Kim is recording you. If
Uh-huh.
you want people to hear you better, maybe speak up. I don't know. But yeah, so let's talk story time. Kim, what's been going on with you?
Alrighty. Well, I'll get this out of the way because they're bugging me. It is the first of the month, so you know what that means. I have new pictures on my calendar. So anyway, so we'll go with the Barman and the kitty cat, and we have Jacob and Zuri. I don't know who is who. I'm assuming Jacob is the dude and Zuri is the cat, but hey, no judgments here.
Nice
like that.
beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
You know, people are telling me I name my cat strange things, but Zuri? I mean, come on.
Are you sure
Whatever.
that's not the dude?
Well, it might be. I mean, okay, so maybe he's got the weird name, and the cat's name is Jacob. I don't know, but
You
yeah,
never know
anyway,
these days. You know, we can't pass judgment, Kim.
I know. we'll
Cannot
get in
pass
trouble.
judgment.
I don't want to get in trouble and get hate mail. And then last but not least, for my cosplay calendar for the month of June, we have Superman.
Okay, I might have some issues here.
Okay.
That doesn't feel like Superman.
I know, but that's who it's supposed to be, I'm assuming. So
Now that's a cosplay.
Yes.
I've never seen Superman with a beard.
I have not either. So
Okay.
you know, maybe he just didn't want to shave it off. I guess I don't know, because I mean,
Fair, but
you know, I'm with you though. I've always seen him clean shaven, so yeah, I don't. But
and
anyway,
probably a better
Superman.
question. Okay, so this now
Okay.
brings up questions.
Okay.
Greg has questions.
All right,
So, Superman's bulletproof.
right.
He is more or less indestructible. Can't be cut. Can't be beaten up. I mean, pretty much anything except for kryptonite.
Right.
So, how does he cut his hair? How does he shave?
Very, very carefully.
No, what does he use? That's the question. That's the question before you, Kim.
I don't know.
Maybe he has to get a
Chainsaw?
little kryptonite
I mean,
to make
you
him
know.
vulnerable, and then he does a quick shave before he dies. And
Possibly. I don't know. That is a question, but yeah, I don't know.
maybe somebody in the chat will know when they hear this and/or I don't even know if
Apparently,
anybody's in the
Boomer had
chat.
the same question because he's like, "How would he shave?"
Okay, see, inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. So I.
By the way,
don't
who's
know.
in the chat? I didn't hear this.
Boomer.
Boomer.
There's Boomer, Major Revenge, I assume, and Viva La Pedros.
Ah,
So,
okay. Wow.
yeah.
Full house.
Yeah. Long time no see. So
Well, if anybody in the chat understands or knows how Superman does manage to shave, we will be forever grateful.
right.
It's the question of our times these days. Question of our generation.
Focused heat vision. Boomer suggests. So
Ooh,
maybe.
Maybe. I can
Boy,
see
but
that. But
just
then
imagine if that went wrong. Oh
Yeah.
God.
and then you start thinking about the pubes. I mean, it's a messy, just yeah. Okay. We're gonna
I
move on
wasn't
from
until
that.
now, so thanks for that. Yeah. Anyway, other than that, let's see, Litter Robot. I've had it for what's been probably a couple weeks now, and it started out really good, and then the second week hit, and I had problems out the wazoo with it. So
Now,
I'm
Litter
sitting
Robot,
here-
is this similar to like a what is it? The little vacuum robot, basically.
No, the Litter Robot is, well, basically, but it's the self-cleaning litter box.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
Yeah. So anyway, I did fine, but then the second week it started sending me errors like the cycle was interrupted. Because see, they call it a cycle when it turns and spins and cleans the stuff out of it and then it spins back.
Right.
Well, somehow or another, it would get stuck either doing the cycle or coming back, or sometimes both. So, I was starting to get aggravated. I cleaned the sensors. I took the thing apart, cleaned everything, yada, 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 put it back together. Whatever. I was starting to get thinking I'm going to have to get a hold of them and be like, I think the sensors are bad. Can you send me something to fix it? Well, come to find out, I use a grass litter, which is basically, I don't know if it's grass seed or what it is, dehydrated grass, whatever it is. But apparently, it's dusty enough that it screws up the litter robot. So
Kim,
once
are
I
you using non-sanctioned litter? Is that what I'm
I
hearing?
was, but
Oh,
what they said
come on.
was, is as long as it would fit through the screen that separates the litter from the waste, you were fine. But they also said that doesn't mean necessarily that it would work with the litter robot. So I figured, I'd at least try it before spending more money on litter than I had to. Well, anyway, long story short is my litter that I used didn't work. So I went to the store, bought a box of the regular heavy clay fucking litter, which, dear God, I forgot how heavy that crap was.
Yeah.
And it was only a 20-pound box, but I swear to God, it felt like 40. Anyway, I got it home, swapped out the litter.
Welcome to
cleaned-
getting older, by the way.
I know, right? And anyway, more or less, long story short, the change in litter fixed it. I haven't had any. The only time now that I get a thing telling me that the cycle was interrupted is usually when one of the cats is sitting there. They like to watch it. They're very freaking strange. I don't know why, but they will sit there and stick their head in as the thing is spinning around to watch the poop go in the drawer. I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest. When I first got one of those, I did the same thing.
Well,
you just sat, you watched it do its thing, and you're
I
like,
know,
oh,
right?
That's pretty cool.
And the nice thing is with the other litter is it doesn't scatter as bad as the lightweight litter. So in the mornings, I no longer have to wear flip-flops to my bathroom because, you don't want to really step in cat litter. I don't care who you are. So, so that's been nice too. So.
Okay. All right. Speaking of automation, by the way, this reminds me. So our refrigerator, we have it's a GE profile refrigerator, yada, yada, yada. It has on it a water, built-in water filter system. And it has this auto sensing technology. So you can put a glass in any size and it will fill the glass up and it stops right towards the top of the glass. It's kind of handy. So it's like you put the glass in, autofill, you just go walk around somewhere else. Up until it doesn't work. And it just fucking overflows onto the floor. And so that happened. And they say, clean the sensor, use no chemicals, just use water and a towel to wipe the sensors off, and you should work fine. And it does, as long as I'm watching it. The minute I walk away from that thing, I swear to God, it's like, oh no, can't work now. So it's created anxiety whenever I now fill my glasses of water up. I'm like watching it, eyeing it, and as soon as it starts getting up to the top to be too full, I'm like, motherfucker. And then go run over and you have to hit the button to stop it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Nice. Now I know I get my water from the sink. So
smart.
Yeah, right. But I get you. I was the same way with the litter robot when it would start this interrupting thing. And I mean, it would do it with every cycle. And I mean, I could be standing there and know there was nothing in there interrupting it, but yet it would stop. So there I'm kind of like you with the Q-tip, with the sensors, trying to clean the damn things. I'm with a paper towel, trying to wipe off any cat litter that might have been up there and nothing. And lo and behold, they were right. And it was clay, and I needed clay litter, and well, it's been fine ever since. So.
All right.
Yeah, which is good considering I spent $700 on this fucking thing. So I mean, it better work.
You want it to work. You do.
Right. The nice thing is though, it's modular. So I mean, anything that had to be fixed, I could do it, which is nice because I like fixing stuff like that, or the technical little stuff. So I don't mind doing that. Now there's other people, because I went to Reddit, because there's a whole subreddit of people that's had issues with this thing. So I was in there like trying to figure out what my problem was, and there's a whole bunch of people that are like mad, which I guess I get it.
Angry
you pay
consumers.
Yeah, you pay $700 for a litter box. You don't want to have to work on it by yourself. Now me, I don't mind it, because as big and wonky as this thing is, can you imagine trying to ship it back to get them to fix it and then ship it back? I don't mind doing that.
That's how they get you. That goes back to this whole, hey, you can return it for free, and it's like, a full bedroom set type thing that you have to disassemble, and try and repack, and it's like you're never going to do that. You're just going to end up just being like, fuck it, I'll deal with it.
Right,
that's what they're counting on. That is what they're with all of these lifetime deals of guaranteed lifetime. They are guaranteed counting on you not wanting to deal with the return.
Right. But the nice thing is, if you get the warranty on the thing, they will ship you parts for free as long as you have the warranty. And you can even bump up the warranty for like another $100 for like 3 years. I may do that.
I think you should contact them and say, it killed my cat. I want you to extend my warranty for free.
Right. Well, as many times as I had to go in there and get Zelda out of the drawer because it would spin all the way at the bottom, and the hole that, lets the poop out would stop. She would crawl into the litter robot, in through the hole, and sit in the drawer. And
that
of course, because
feels like a flaw.
I know, right? But the thing of it is, they have sensors, so of course the damn thing wasn't going to decapitate her or anything like that. My cat's just a weirdo, but
but then your cat's covered in shit.
What are you gonna do? And no matter what I do, I can't say, Zelda, stay out of there, because she's not gonna listen to me. So there you are. But anyway, non-litter robot talk. But it, like you said, for $700 and what it does, and when it does work, I think it's worth it. So anyway, here shortly, as a matter of fact, next Sunday I will not be on the show, because we will be on the way to Harrisonville to drop the boys off so they can spend a month and a half with their father. Don't get me started on the
I
side
just
of there.
Whoville.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's down south. So, but then I will actually be near Kansas City. So then you can tell people, hey, Kim's near Kansas City, because that's where I'll be.
All right.
But anyway, I'm trying to get a list of like movies and TV shows together. Something that like once a day.
I
can
may
watch
be
a
able to
movie.
help out with that.
Right. So, like once a day, I'll sit down, watch a movie or a TV show or something like that, because I really need to get caught up. I am so freaking behind when it comes to watching anything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I've got a month and a half here where I can pretty much, and plus I'm getting the other tooth pulled here next week too. So, I'll have some downtime. So if you've got some suggestions, let me know. I've already got Godzilla, both of them. And I've got the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare on the list. I bought those the other day. Okay. So if you've got, and I probably should watch Fallout because I've been saying I was going to do it for like a month now and I haven't. So
okay.
Fallout, Halo,
let me help you out here.
All
Fallout should be. I'm going to give you order of importance.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Godzilla -1 at the top.
Right.
Number 1 has to be watched.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I won't do no spoilers, but Godzilla -1, Fallout. Mm-hmm. Then I'll say Halo Season 2.
All right.
And then the other Godzilla movie.
Right.
You may just want to skip. It's just
Oh, okay.
But Godzilla -1.
Right.
I think this is the best Godzilla movie ever made.
Boomer said the same thing because I let him know yesterday it was on Netflix, so that's what I watched yesterday.
Yeah, I'm watching the dub version. Now, normally, the tradition is like you can't watch the dub version. It's
right.
Look, action movies, I cannot read subtitles because I'm too much. I'm trying to watch the visuals. I can't read the subtitles. It pisses me off. And 9 times out of 10, the dub version sucks. Right. It's just horrible. This dub version is actually fairly decent. You still can tell it's dubbed, and some of the writing is decidedly Japanese in how it comes across. And I think early on, it came across that way to me at first, and then I was like, but I let it just kind of be. Kept watching, and I love it. Mm-hmm. This is. And I think what makes this movie the best Godzilla movie ever is that they treat Godzilla like a monster. They treat that scenario, that situation, as a disaster, if you will.
Right.
And it focuses in on very much the human impact of that disaster.
Right.
In a very, very unique and I think intriguing way. The acting is absolutely really good. Even though it's dubbed, I think they did a great job with the voiceover work and the emotion that the actors within this movie portray. Mm-hmm. And they're delivering their lines in Japanese. So, I mean, it's fantastic. And the story is well written. Mm-hmm. There are curveballs that get thrown at you that you don't see coming. And you're like, holy shit. And it's impactful. It's impactful, not just in a science fiction, kind of movie way, impactful in like just a good drama. You're like, wow, that just happened. And so for all of these reasons, 1000% recommend Godzilla -1. Okay. It is, and the visuals are off the chart good. I don't think in fact, again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the opening moments of this movie, the visuals of it are so good and unique to Godzilla in some ways. And it just hits home so well. And I'm, again, doing my best to be spoiler free here for anybody in the chat that hasn't seen it. God, please see this. This I think resets the bar for monster movies, and in a way that it's respectful to the genre, but also done just exceptionally well. So yeah, Godzilla -1. I was skeptical, but I saw it on Netflix, obviously, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. And I saw that it was dubbed, and I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I started watching it, and I was like, holy crap, yes, give me more of this. This is the same kind of feeling I got with Fallout, with Halo Season 2, which is, when they start showing Reach and the impact and the Covenant and the gravity of that, That's what this movie gives you. So, yeah, highly recommend.
Cool. Well, now we know why it won the Oscar or whatever it was for visual effects. So
yeah, it is. Yeah. It is impressive. All right. Anything else, Kim?
No. What about you?
Well, it's been a fun week. And I say fun in quotes. It has been busier than hell with work. Work has been just nonstop, and in a good way, in a really positive way. So I'm not complaining about that. But one of my challenges this past week, just out of the blue, my internet started dropping. And this is last week. Just randomly would drop. In fact, it did it on the show. And I was like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
Wasn't really sure. I was thinking it was my Wi-Fi tower for Comcast. And of course, I'm blaming Comcast for everything. But then I really started to think about what was happening. And I was like, well, my computer's hardwired. So the Wi-Fi dropping should have zero effect on what's happening with my computer.
Right.
So that led me then to be like, okay, it's not the Wi-Fi. It is within the panel box of where the internet's coming into the house. And within that, I literally have two non-managed routers, basically, that are, or switches, I should say, internet switches that are basically taking the internet signal coming in and switching it out to all different ports within the house.
Right.
One of which feeds into the Wi-Fi, one of which feeds into my home office computer. So this became a little bit of it was kind of a comical situation of the internet would drop and I would go fucking racing to the other side of the house to try and open up the panel and look in and see which of the switches might be failing.
Right.
Because I assumed it was one of those switches was failing. And inevitably I would get there and I'm just seeing green lights. I did see one and it would like flashed for a second and then it went green. I'm like, this is not doing me any good. And of course, then it was all switching back on.
Right.
But I ended up unplugging both switches, the power from them, and plugging them back in. And that seems to have done the trick. Now, as a backup plan, I ordered two brand new 2.5 gigabit unmanaged switches that I can swap out. I still may do that just to get kind of better bandwidth throughout those different. But everything seems to be back to normal. So I'm also kind of like, if it ain't broke, don't touch it.
Right.
So I just may send these back to Amazon and say thank you for letting me look inside the box. But yeah, it was so frustrating. And it just happened multiple times in the midst of calls with clients, the whole 9 yards. So I was like, I got to figure this out. And it now seems stable. So as I say that, you just froze. So I don't know.
Uh-oh.
No, you're fine. You're back.
All right.
So the internet situations aside, the other thing that I really was focused in on this past week was the pool. Getting the backyard squared away, set up. We're into the barbecue building phase in the backyard setup. And so we got to one point and I got a call from my contractor. He said, hey, we might have a problem. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
The last things you ever want to hear. But so I had ordered a number of enclosed cabinets. One of the things I didn't want in our new barbecue island was just open shelf cabinets. Even though the barbecue island itself will be sealed up, it's going to get spiders in there here and there, that kind of thing. And I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that. So all of the cabinets I'm putting in are actual cabinets that are sealed. And so the only way they're getting in is through the front door. The problem being that the cabinets I bought are quite tall. And even though the cutouts seem like they were going to fit, there is a little lip that goes around the outside of the front of the cabinet that is just wide enough to give my contractor some pause. And so we kind of talked through what the fix would look like and how we're going to address it. And it's not that big of a deal. So that will resume on Monday, but it delayed getting the backyard just one step further. That being said, went for a swim the other day. Pool water was 81 degrees. It was about 90 degrees outside. It was perfect. Got Colin in the pool, had a lot of fun. And so already reaping the benefits of the pool and very much loving that. And yeah, I think that's everything for me. I think that's pretty much
All right.
the gist.
Luis wants to know if you found any new swimmers in the pool. Have you drowned any more mice lately?
No. There have not been any more mice. No more. Although
Okay.
I did discover another Black Widow. That was fun.
Ooh.
Killed that with my hand.
I think I just didn't have the mice.
Yeah. Yeah. Black Widows they're quick. Motherfuckers
Right?
are fast. I didn't realize how fast they were. Hence the killing it with my hand instead of trying to grab a paper towel to do it.
Right.
But yeah, and what I discovered, and this goes for every house. So there's gonna be little things that builders do that just piss me off in general, which is they leave certain things unfinished.
Right.
Whether it be, they're putting in your kitchen countertops, or maybe they're putting in your bathroom cabinets, and they'll leave a little gap between basically the exterior of the house or the frame and the cabinet they're putting in. And so there's just a small little hole here and there. Maybe it's the backside of the plumbing where the plumbing connects up into your bathroom. They won't seal that up sometimes. They leave just that stupid hole. And they're like, oh, well, nothing's getting in there. No.
Right.
All kinds of fucking things can get in there. So
Yep.
I have taken to going through my house, and it's pretty comical. I bought the expanding foam. That's your best friend for those larger holes that you just can't necessarily, clean up with some putty. But then I also have putty, and I've just been going through. And so where this Black Widow I discovered was, which it was right underneath the bathroom cabinet countertop. I noticed that the marble that they used had just this little weird gap opening at the end. I could tell they probably fucked it up somehow when they were putting it in. And so there was a hole that led into the wall. It was just open, through the drywall. And it was like I could just poke my finger in through, there. And that's where this little fucker crawled through. So I puttied all that up, made it look nice and smooth. And, it's finished on the bottom side. So you never know. But that has been my mission. Seal up every hole. If I could make this house airtight, I would.
I hear you.
And I would suffocate, but I would be happy.
Right. Well, that's what Dad tried to do here too. And finally, one of his friends goes, "You can't do that. Something will end up getting in. So
I know.
You just can't."
They will.
So,
They do make their way in. But if you can minimize how much they get in, then you're better off. So that's been my.
I hear you.
That's been my fight.
I hear you. Yep, been there, done that.
All right. Let's talk some video games.
Alrighty.
Today I feel like playing computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
All right, so Kim, before I get into talking about the games that we've been playing,
right?
Kim, if I want people to hear me, I should lower my noise suppression device. I don't know what Again, I'm getting these weird messages popping up, being like, "Hey, do this, do that." I'm like, "No, I'm just going to do what I'm doing."
There you go.
Kim, we had questions.
We did have questions. A couple.
Please enlighten me on a question, and I will do my best Johnny Carson Karnak impression to answer this.
Alrighty. We have two questions today. One is from Amaranth. We all know Nicole. Is anyone excited to see Call of Duty Black Ops 6 reveal on June 9th? The game is supposed to take place during the Gulf War era, which is something most of us should be familiar with. Do you think that would hold more interest, resonate with players who grew up in that era, or today's players who've only read about it as a blurb in history books?
So, Mighty Carmack, the answer is in this envelope, and it is...
Alrighty.
Nothing.
Right.
I don't know that I'm excited for it.
Right.
I mean, I'm very curious to see what they're doing with Black Ops 6.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I can't say it's exciting until I hear more. And if I
Right.
see it and the story looks great, I'm going to be very excited for it. Just kind of like I was with, honestly, Modern Warfare 3. I was like, yeah, okay, sign me up.
Right.
I like what I'm seeing. So I don't necessarily know I care about the era, and kind of the the history books of this, just because it's not going to be historically accurate.
Right.
This is going to bend history to the will of this game. So from
Right.
that standpoint, no, not excited, but I'm okay with being in that era. So I don't know. What do you think, Kim?
I'm like you. I'm not excited because, like, I wasn't really excited for. I mean, my thing with COD is I like the multiplayer. I like to play with friends on the multiplayer. Everything else is just kind of, I wonder though if it being Black Ops, if they're gonna bring back some of the same guys from before. Of course, would that mean they're like pushing 80 by now? I don't know. But it's COD. You know how that works. Other than that, I don't know. Are they gonna have Storm and Norman Schwarzkopf in this? I mean. We all remember Storm and Norman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm like you. I'll wait and see when the big blurb happens and see what they have to say. But more than likely, yeah, I'll play it because I'll play the multiplayer. I mean, me and Boomer, that's kind of our thing at this point.
Right.
So, and Tony, because Tony just gets irritated when I'm a higher level than he is, and I've got to keep that going. So yeah, I don't know. I am really excited. To be fair, though, I am really excited by the fact it's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So that means that's a $70 game I don't have to plunk down for. And Tony doesn't either because he also has Game Pass. So that saves me some money there. Which for me means I can spend money on the season pass or whatever if I choose to. Which for me works. So
yeah, I will say I think I'm excited to see the impact of it being on Game Pass. And if it does have a substantial impact. I think as long as it has historically accurate cat suits, you'll be happy.
Right.
No. So, I mean, hey, bring it on. It's coming to Game Pass. That is exciting in it of itself.
Right.
I hope it is a quality game. I hope the story is good. And, I'll look forward to playing.
Yeah. I might actually put the campaign on this because I do like the Black Ops campaigns. Although I didn't actually realize this was like Black Ops 6. So I had to go back and see what 4 and 5 were because I don't remember them ever being called Black Ops 4 and 5. Apparently,
Isn't
Cold
that
War.
all that they were? It was just Black Ops 4, Black Ops 5.
Well, apparently now this is what I got from my quick Google. Was apparently Cold War was like Black Ops 4 or something. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
It was the one that didn't get numbered, but then everything else has been numbered, I believe.
Right. So, all right. So there you go. But
Okay.
anyway, next question is from Major Revenge. And I don't know if this is so much a question, I'm just really excited for this game. But it says, my only question is this. Have you seen the movie Small Soldiers? If the answer is no, get off the podcast and go watch it. If the answer is yes, play Hypercharge Unboxed. If you've not got it, get it. If you've got it, get it again. I bought it twice already, John. God damn it. I bought one for me and I bought it for Tony.
Have you seen the movie Small Soldiers? Let's start there.
I have seen the movie Small Soldiers way back
Indeed.
in the day
So
when it
have
came
I.
out. Yes.
Yes.
So.
And that movie, again, fulfilling childhood fantasies of your toys coming to life and having a battle inside of your bedroom.
Right. It
all
also
for
reminds
that.
me of Army Men. You remember the Army Men games where you
Yeah.
played the little Yep. This is also reminds me of Army Men, and I played the shit out of those back in the day. I love those games. They were hilarious. So, yeah.
Okay. There we go. And
that's an
also,
affirmative on all.
yeah, both of us have Hypercharge.
Yep.
So I'll be curious to see what you think of Hypercharge.
Alrighty.
Well, okay, let's before we get into that, we're going to do things
Right.
properly here, Kim. We're not
Alrighty.
shortcutting, unlike Robin and Mark when they take charge. We do things the right way. So we're going
Alrighty.
to talk now about the games that we get for free because we pay for them.
Right. Alrighty. We can do that. I actually did update the lists already.
I saw
was
that.
On,
I saw
on the
the
ball
updated
there
list.
last night. So, and I did make sure they're of this year, not some other year. 'cause
That's
I've done that
appreciated, Kim.
before. Yeah, right.
Accuracy is
So-
important these days.
Rookie mistake. But anyway, PlayStation Plus for June. We have SquarePants. Ha! SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake. AEW Fight Forever. And Streets of Rage 4. Don't laugh at me, but I'd probably download SpongeBob, to be fair.
Might be the best
see.
game out of the
I know, right? Oh, I've scrolled too far. God damn it, by scrolling. Alright, hold on. We'll get back up there. Alrighty, for your Prime games for June, we have Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic, Weird West Definitive Edition. I'll download
Nice.
that one, because I did like Weird West. I'm a little... It takes me a little bit to get used to the whole top-down thing, and you've got to actually, like, aim wherever you want to shoot, and it's, that sort of thing. But I did like it. So, Genesis Noir, Everdream Valley, Myth Force, which is another one I want to download, because it's very Dungeons and... It looks very Dungeons and Dragon-y.
Okay.
Sort of. Yep. And even kind of reminds me of the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon from way back when. Blast Brigade versus the Evil Legion of Dr. Creed. That could be problems. And Projection First Light. And last but certainly not least, for Epic Game Store for this week, up until the 6th anyway, we have Chivalry 2. So, There you go.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Out of all of those, I think Weird West Definitive Edition probably is the game I'm most excited for.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's free, so there you go.
It is free if you have a subscription. Yes.
And you can play it on your Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, works for me.
Gotta love being able to play on the Steam Deck.
I know, right?
And that would be perfect time. I will be traveling to Florida. Oh God, there's a story actually. I didn't get to this. So I get a call from my boss Friday night, 6-ish. He calls and I'm like, hey, Roy, you know what's going on? He's like, hey, so for the Florida trip, because we're going to be going out to this Florida trip. And we'd been talking about it earlier in the day. And he's like, why are we flying into Tampa? And I'm like, well, when we were talking, you were talking about flying into Tampa. So I just assumed that Naples, Florida, Tampa was the closest thing. Oh, no.
Oh.
It's like 2.5 hours away. So it turns out, we needed to fly into Fort Myers. Of course, this then led me onto this mad search to change my flight on Friday evening from Tampa to Florida. Fort Myers, Florida. Was able to get it all done, but one of the most maddening things that the American Airlines website does, because I'm flying American to get out there, you tell them the city you want to fly out of, and it pulls up that city's airport plus surrounding nearby quote unquote airports. So as I'm looking through the list, and I wasn't really paying attention because I asked for Sacramento Airport and it gave me a list of Sacramento airport flights. Oh no. It pulled San Francisco. San Francisco is like 2.5 hours away from me. So I'm booking the flight and I'm setting it, and then I get the confirmation and it's like SFO. And I'm like, what the Go back, had to do another change flight. This time, it ended up giving me $1.50 back, thankfully. So it didn't cost me money to change to Sacramento. But, oh my God. Talk about just a 45-minute just panic-induced, like, I need to change my flight. Hopefully I can find a flight. I found a flight. Right. Oh, fuck, it's out of San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
But anyway, I digress. Let's talk games. Kim.
Alrighty.
The only game on my list is Hypercharge. And it's not because I've played a ton of it, unlike John Mouse.
John.
John has played a ton of, and I guess we can stop saying John Mouse because I mean he's officially changed his name to Warrior Princess or something like that.
Major Revenge.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yes, Major Revenge. I thought it was a Warrior Princess.
That's only on Mondays, I think. Anyway.
Or Tuesday nights. Anyway, Hypercharge unboxed. This game, it's just solid. It is the basic premise, right? It's you're playing the role of a toy soldier. They have this backstory that they went through. I wasn't paying all that much attention to it, but there is a story to this. There's a backstory of how your character comes to be. And in a nutshell, you're living the Toy Story movie moment of having a giant fight in a child's bedroom with all of these toys, and it's just done so well. I mean, the intro, when you go into the tutorial, you start out in the plastic box, and when you move forward, you hear the cellophane ripping away, and your character pops out of the box. It's just well done. I love that part. Graphically, this is not going to win Game of the Year, but it is visually pleasing. It's colorful. It's I don't know. You tell me, what are your impressions, Kim?
I don't have any yet because I haven't played it, but I did like the looks.
Okay.
So that's the whole reason I bought it. So, like I said, I played Army Men back in the day, and this reminded me very much of like Army Men, Small Soldiers, because I think there was even a Small Soldiers video game. I can't remember.
There was, and that was forgettable.
Right. So yeah.
The good news about this game, by the way, it does have a PvP element to it. However, there is like a campaign that is really, it's think Horde mode, Gears of War Horde mode, because you're fighting off waves of enemy toys coming at you.
Right.
But you also have the ability to set up like defenses, turrets, that kind of thing. And so it's not just, what is going on?
Luis, another game Kim bought and didn't play. I didn't say that. I said I'm going to play. I just, I haven't yet today,
Absolute fair criticism, Luis. But no, it is it's very user friendly. Although I'm not sure I like how they set up the jump and climb stuff, because they set that up on the shoulder buttons, but it makes sense once you start getting through the controls. Shooting is very much third person action over the shoulder, or you can go first person, totally dependent upon what you want to do. And it's smooth. It plays very smooth. So I am so far very happy with the game. Can't complain.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news, because like I said, I bought it twice. I bought a copy for Tony and a copy for me, because I didn't figure if we game shared it and we both wanted to play at the same time, that wasn't going to work. So that's true. All right. So, but it was only like, what was it, $25 or something? So I don't feel too bad about it. Or 29 something. Anyway, it was $30. I don't mind it, and it looks good, so I'll support them. I mean, I'm gonna buy Little Kitty Big City, even though it's on Game Pass, and I've already bought it on Steam, so I'm okay with it. There you go. Oh.
Kevin Kiley supports a national...
Well, get there. Indeed.
We're just looking in on somebody's YouTube channel. I have no idea who this person is, but let's see if we can fast forward this to some gameplay. So here, see, this is kind of the setup premise. They're talking through the story of how this kid is playing with his toys, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. So this just gives you some perspective of the actual viewpoint, and it's just awesome. I mean, you're climbing up boxes, and again here, first person mode. But I mean, it's literally your childhood fantasies come to life of your toys having a war inside your bedroom, or in this case, I think it's inside of a toy store. But it's just really good stuff. And again, very smooth. This is the tutorial section, by the way. They ask you to go through and collect all these coins as you're going around. And I encourage the community, pick this game up. I for $30, you can't go wrong. You can get the quote unquote definitive edition. I think that's $40. But support this game. It is it's going to be a blast on community play dates. And I think this could be a Halo Wednesday night. We try something a little different and have some fun with this. See here, right now they're doing a little tutorial prep. You're just shooting these little, I want to say they're wrestling action figures, luchadors, that they have kind of a little glowing button. I'll just say a button that you want to shoot to make them die faster.
Luis wants to know if there's couch co-op. I believe there is, but don't quote me. So
yeah, I'm not positive. I don't know.
I will look it up real quick and let you know.
There we go.
While we're
Kim,
watching all this.
Our resident,
but I'm pretty
researcher.
sure there is. So
it feels like a couch co-op game,
right?
Because again, the story mode of this is just wave based combat. You're defeating wave after wave to kind of make the story move forward. And the PvP I haven't tried yet, but I believe John said he tried once. And I mean, didn't hate it, but he went through, and I think he has spent most of his time in the single player wave based stuff. So
right.
Anyway, it's good. I
It
recommend
looks good.
something fun. News screen. Or starting
Yeah,
a screen
well,
screen.
you know.
Management
feel
is
the
not
need.
my greatest forte. When I'm juggling things, Kim, I'm just saying I get easily distracted.
Gotcha.
I'm like, oh look, there's a bug in the wall.
Yeah, well, there you go. Xbox local co-op, 2 to 4 players. So there
Okay.
you go. It's online. There's also online co-op, and local multiplayer, online multiplayer, cross-platform. You name it, it's got it.
Yeah.
So
By the way, this is the on screen. They're showing the base building kind of mechanics to it. So you're actually setting up some fortifications. Again, part of the tutorial is showing you kind of how to do it. I'm dying to play more of this game. If I had not been totally sidetracked by Godzilla -1, I would have been playing more of this. But I will say Godzilla -1, oh my, so good. Okay, I'm done talking about Godzilla. I promise.
okay, if you're sure.
No, I'm not.
Well,
I'm
at least you're honest.
Yeah. Kim, what else have you been playing?
Not much has changed. I played some Call of Duty multiplayer because the new season has started, so I played some of that with Tony this week. Sorry, Boomer, I haven't played with you yet this weekend because, well, stuff and things. But I'm always around. The new season has started. It's interesting. I mean, it's COD. We did have to figure out though why they had the little DNA symbols after they killed the people, but apparently that's an event they're doing, and you've got to collect so many to unlock things. So okay. So COD is COD. It's good. I played some more Have a Nice Death. It's actually on sale at Game Pass, so I may buy it just because I can see myself still playing it, even though it's probably not going to go off Game Pass anytime soon. And Little Kitty Big City. I've been playing a lot of that this weekend. As a matter of fact, I've almost finished it. I think the only thing I've got left to do is get my butt back home, but there's some achievements I'm going to try to mop up because they're not overly hard. Like one today, I had to put a banana in front of somebody and let them trip over it. That got me an easy achievement. But I like it. It like somebody else had mentioned, it's more like the Untitled Goose Game if you've ever played that. Only it's with a cat and a tanuki, which I still call a raccoon, even though it's technically not a raccoon, but it looks like one. So yeah, there you go. Same old, but I'm enjoying it.
I don't know what I'm
so.
looking at here, Kim, but the cat's head is in another cat's ass.
Well, that may be a glitch or something. I don't know, but my cat is actually rocking around with a cowboy hat on because you get to collect hats while you're at it. So I've been collecting a bunch of hats. So
all right, it was not. I guess it was. Is it a cat or is that a fox? It was a raccoon.
oh, it's probably the tanuki or the raccoon. That's what I call it because I'm a redneck. But yeah,
Speaking of
So-
raccoons, didn't you kill one recently, Kim?
no comment. Anyway,
Okay.
thanks, Greg. Throw me right under the bus there. Technically, I didn't do anything, but anyway. So that's what I've been playing this week.
All right, Little Kitty, Big City.
Yeah.
Raccoons and cats up the asses of raccoons. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was definitely a glitch.
Yeah, that's the tanuki. I don't know what the hell's going on there either. My God, what the hell? I think
I
that's where you had to pull it out of the pipe, maybe. I don't know.
He just
Yeah,
stuck
that's
his
what it looks
head
like,
right up its
but-
ass.
But yeah, there's a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of camera glitches on this thing because like I can be running along a wall and see the on the other side of the wall and that sort of thing. I've been stuck. It's funny. I've been stuck on like the scenery a couple times, and I guess it's been bad enough. They actually put a unstuck button in the settings. So if you get stuck on something and you can't get out, you go and open the settings and hit this unstuck me button, and it unsticks you. It like resets it without actually resetting you. So apparently that's been a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did dabble actually in a little bit of Hellblade 2 Senua's Sacrifice. Or Senua's Saga. I don't remember the names. They all get
The
they
new game.
blend. Yes.
Right.
This game is gorgeous.
Right.
It's absolutely stunning. Visually, I think this is one of the best games you are ever going to see until probably next generation. That being said, I will say I don't think it does a whole lot different from the first game. You still have the same puzzles. Combat is seemingly similar. So, it's a walking simulator with combat elements.
Right.
It's not an RPG. You're not upgrading things. and so, it's really, you're just experiencing the story. I like one thing they do with the combat that I really like, and I don't know that we're going to, maybe I can fast forward us to something where there's some combat. But what I do like is within the combat, the finishing moves and how she reacts, they captured so much motion capture that the combat, even though it's basically the same combat through, it feels different. Her reactions, how she does finishing kills, that kind of thing, is all very contextual to the moment and what you're doing. So it just it feels fresh, even though it's not necessarily really all that fresh. It's pretty much you've been doing it repeat and rinse the entire time. And I'm going to stop this now just so we don't get any spoilers here for those who haven't played. But just trust me, visually, great looking game. If you like the first game, you're going to like this game. If you did not like the first game, I probably would say don't play this game, because it's not going to do anything different for you. It's going to be basically the same thing. And audio. The audio in this is fantastic, and definitely play it with headphones on. You're doing yourself a disservice if you're not. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, does it really make all that big a difference? It does. It really does. The audio, it has this directional element to it. So as you're playing through it, you'll hear voices coming from behind you to your side, and sometimes they're giving you hints or warnings. I think one of the things I kind of liked was at one point it was basically saying, you're going the wrong way. Not saying it in that way. It was more subtle, but also kind of got forceful and just being like, basically, no, stop, and so I liked that. Again, it's a solid game. Not going to win game of the year. And I think just because it does do so much of what it did before, it doesn't feel like they really evolved the gameplay. But it is a visual extravaganza. And so if you just want something that you can sit down and enjoy and then get some combat within it, this is going to be your game. Okay. Kim, we need to talk about some news.
Right.
Somewhere in here, I've got a news button.
Here is the fucking news.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, we've got some news to talk about. Not a whole lot. Again, I swear to God, Skype, it's killing me. No, just because I keep seeing my screen going like zoomed in, and I'm like, what the? And then I'm like realizing, oh no, it's giving me the dumb little message again. It's like, if you want people to hear you better, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they're hearing me fine.
Right.
I mean, they may not be. I don't know.
We haven't had any complaints in chat yet, so I think we're fine.
I think we're good. Okay. As a recap.
Right.
Because we already talked about this a few weeks back, but if you are looking forward to Summer Game Fest, the schedule, as it is laid out right now, OTK Games Expo is on June 4th. The Best Indie Game Showcase on June 4th as well. Guerrilla Collective Online Showcase June 6th. Summer Game Fest starts June 7th. Day of the Devs also June 7th, as well as the Accessibility Showcase. Devolver Directs, by the way, if you have not seen them before, they are arguably a treat and also arguably just horribly done. They're purposely over the top, exaggerated. They attempt it to be humorous. Sometimes they pull it off well. Sometimes it falls flat. But you got to watch the Devolver Direct. Wholesome Direct, I'm not sure what the hell that is. Future Games Showcase on June 8th. By the way, Wholesome Direct also June 8th. GameSpot Live will be doing a live show between June 8th and 9th. Giant Bombcast, the Bombcast at Night, starts on June 9th. I'm kind of curious. Bombcast has really fallen off for me. It's kind of it used to be my go-to when it came to E3, and they've had so much change. And with Jeff Gerstmann leaving, I honestly kind of stopped listening. But they're doing a live show. If you're curious, watch it June 9th. Usually they get developers onto that showcase. I don't know if they're doing it this year. Xbox Game Showcase on June 9th as well, along with the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 worldwide reveal. And then Ubisoft will be doing a Ubisoft Forward on June 10th. And that's when they'll tell us how great X Defiant is. And then somewhere in June, we believe there will be a Nintendo Direct. I don't think it's been announced yet, although maybe it has. I did not see a date for that. And then the PC Game Show, I think that's also going to be happening in and around that time. Again, don't have a date. And then Upload VR Showcase. Who cares? You know what? If you bought a VR headset and you're still playing it with your, 3 games that you bought from 3 years ago, congratulations. VR has not taken off. It's not been that coming, the next coming of Christ that everybody said it was going to be. I would just like to say I was right and you were wrong. If just saying. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that.
Yeah,
all right.
We're used to it.
Yeah, I know. Sony though, Sony did have a show. I called it last week.
Yeah.
Said, hey, the rumor is before end of May. And so many people were like, May, it's already over. No, it wasn't. There's a full week of May. So on the 31st, they had the Sony showcase. And they said, hey, it's going to be 30 minutes long. We're going to show over 14 games. And they didn't lie. They showed 17. Here's the full list. I pulled some blurbs on this as well. I'm going to run through this, Kim. So if you have questions about any of these games, by the way, feel free to ask. Also in the chat, if you're throwing out questions, Kim will read those out to me and we'll go through all of this together. We will experience it in text form because I'm not going to play the showcase because I don't feel like it.
Gotcha.
Silent Hill 2 Remake. Konami gave its remake a release date of October 8th, 2024. This is being made by the Bloober team. Visually underwhelming. It did not wow me. But then again, Silent Hill games never have wowed me. So it's more about the jump scares and the horror of it all. It remains to be seen how great this game will be or not be. I personally have never been a Silent Hill fan to begin with. So, Monster Hunter Wilds was showed off. Open world co-op monster hunting game. Monster Hunter. This is the same stuff. The big revelation here was it showed characters riding feathered dinosaur-esque mounts. That was the big thing, apparently.
Okay.
TBD on the launch date. I don't care.
Yeah.
Again. Probably the biggest game was Astrobot. Astrobot, as I mute my phone, Astrobot showed off a September 6th, 2024 release date. It is basically, Sony's Mario. This is going to be, roaming around 3D levels, changing size, shape, and costumes, basically platforming away. And so they are leaning heavy into Astrobot and probably going to be a successful move for them. Marvel Rivals was shown off. It basically is pitting 2 teams of Marvel heroes against each other in a 5v5 player versus player mode, similar to Overwatch 2. If you've seen Overwatch 2, you kind of know what you're getting here. I will say the one thing I did note, if I remember correctly, is Marvel Rivals does have destructible environments. So I think that could be kind of an interesting, play within that. And then we retreated to Concord. This is the Sony first-party studio 5v5 hero shooter like Overwatch 2. They showed off, so they kind of went in heavy on this one. They showed off a trailer that showed the characters kind of sitting at a bar, eating food and talking about the last heist that they pulled off and how it didn't go to plan or it did go to plan. And it felt, to me, it kind of had that Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibe of the cutscene of the characters interacting with one another and the little quips here and there and funnyisms and, the lead character being kind of this suave, sarcastic lead. And then they get into the gameplay and all hell breaks loose. And then they kind of cut from the trailer and they showed off the actual gameplay. They said the lore content will be released on a regular basis. So these cutscene story cinematics, they are going to lean into that. And so maybe that will help differentiate Concord from Overwatch 2. But again, this just felt like Overwatch 2. To me, at least, didn't feel terribly inspiring. Next up, the First Descendant third-person co-op shooter. It is coming. So this is the funny thing. So they do this reveal trailer, and then they basically announced that there will be a release date trailer on July 7th. So it was a trailer to announce a trailer, which I hate that. Absolutely hate that. Please don't do that ever again. But that's what we got on this one. Okay. Then we got into the real meat of the show. Oh, yeah. Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Oh, boy.
Couldn't give a shit. That was literally my note there. TBD release dates. Don't care. I despise Dynasty Warrior games. I find them boring as hell. This did nothing to change my opinion. God of War Ragnarok coming to PC. That will, and also we were getting an assurance from Sony that the DLC would be free. So there we go. God of War Ragnarok coming to PC. I don't know if they gave a release date on that. It might be coming fairly soon though. So there's that. Garten of Banban. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know for sure. I think it's a party game. I honestly don't care. Did nothing for me. Infinity Nikki also got nothing. Looks like it's a JRPG. Again, And this is my personal take. This, my personal opinion is not reflective of the show's overall opinion. Do not hold the podcast against, Anyway.
Got it.
The one game that did intrigue me somewhat was Aliens Rogue Incursion, or Alien Rogue Incursion. That is a PSVR 2 title. Yes, VR 2 people, you have a game coming. Hurrah. You finally get something. It's coming this fall. And also Behemoth, also coming to PSVR 2. I'm not sure if it's coming to other platforms, but at least we know it's coming to the Sony PSVR 2. This fall, it's a fantasy combat with giant battling swordplay and environmental kills. That's the description. Knock yourself out. That's the two games you get, PSVR 2 owners. Congratulations. Until Dawn, PS5 and PC remake is coming this fall. No specific time frame. Path of Exile 2, which if you are a Diablo fan, this is a game that will definitely speak to you. That has early access starting up in late 2024, and I believe that's coming to all platforms. Ballad of Antara, coming in 2025, a fantasy action RPG. You're dragging a kid around on your back. It's a Souls-like. I'm bored.
Gotcha.
That's my notes. Where the Minds Meet is also an open
You mean
world.
Where the Winds Meet?
Oh, yeah, that would be it. That would be it, Kim. Where the Winds Meet, not where the Minds Meet. Where the Minds Meet is this podcast. Where the Winds Meet is going to be a RPG. Again, seemingly Souls-like vibes to it with a TBD release date. And then finally, what showcase would not be complete without a Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero, or Sparking Zero. Sparkling is what I really want to call it, but Sparking Zero. Who cares? I fucking hate these games. So there you go. If you're a big Dragon Ball fan, congratulations, you got a game coming.
There you go. Well, I've got some things from the chat here. So
okay,
hold
please.
on to your shirt.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah. Well, first, and it's all from Luis. So here you go. Well, the first one is Greg. You're just a VR hater. So there's that. And he says, as a Sony fanboy, I was disappointed with the state of play. Well, apparently you weren't the only one, because Greg was too. And he's looking forward to Monster Hunter. And then, ironically, fans wanted Astro Boy to be a VR game because they loved the first game. And again, he ends it on hater. So there you go.
Well, I get you. I get the hater comment, sure. But if VR 2 had taken off in any meaningful way, it would be. But it's not. It hasn't. So suck it. All right. On that note, Kim, we're going to do some predictions.
Right. Alrighty.
We're late to the game on this. Normally we do our prediction show a little bit earlier.
Right.
Also, everybody doing their own thing. Robin getting in car crashes. Mark diddling in the corner. Phil doing Phil things. He's anniversary. Come on. Pete captured by pirates. It's just the two of us, Kim. It's just you and I. We are here to set the record straight with our predictions for the upcoming showcase window.
Alrighty.
So anything you want, Kim, is on the table. You can do Xbox, you could do Nintendo, you could do PC, you can do Sony if you wanted. Maybe they'll have a surprise announcement here or there.
Okay.
So Kim, give me a prediction.
All right, and this is going to be very, I don't know, on the nose or, not real surprising, but here we go. I think we're going to see something, a Dragon Age trailer, and probably a release date.
Okay, I like it.
Because I know they're talking that it may be out by holiday anyway, but I think it being the summer and building up to it, I think we're going to see something, and I think it's going to be big. So
okay, I like it. Dragon Age trailer and release date locked in. Kim's prediction. I am going to say my prediction for Nintendo. Switch 2 launching in 2025. Not this year.
Right.
And as a little bonus, I'll say the price tag $399.
I can see that. Yeah.
All right, Kim, give me something else. Come on.
Alrighty, and this is Xbox again, because I guess I'm in the Xbox frame of mind. I think we're going to see mentions of it. Well, maybe not mentions, but I think there's going to be hints at a handheld. I don't know why, but I noticed on Twitter here in the last, month or so, there's been kind of whispers about it anyway, and I think maybe we might actually see something. Maybe not, but it does seem like
a reveal, but not necessarily going in depth on it.
Right. Like we're going to get a taste of something. Like they've got maybe something in development.
Little teaser.
Right, and it'll be an actual official Xbox handheld, kind of like the Portal for the PlayStation and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So I don't know. I just think handhelds right now are a big thing, and I think Xbox would be kind of crazy to miss out. I mean, to be fair, I'd buy an Xbox handheld, even though I've got a Steam Deck and the Razer thing. So
yeah. I don't hate that. It might be early for that. I think you're spot on that it's going to happen. I just don't know if they reveal it this year or if we get that next year. You know what I mean? But I like that. It's bold. This is not bold for me. I'm just going to say this now. This is I think a safe prediction from my perspective. But Xbox announces the Gears of War 6 game. They show it off for the first time, coming 2025. And it'll be Xbox and PC only as the reveal. And as a side bonus, Gears of War Collection coming this fall, and that will be multi-platform.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd go with that. Nice.
All right.
Let's see. A third one. And I'm totally coming off the seat of my pants here because, like I said, I didn't really, give too much thought to this. I think Space Marines, the first one, I think they will have not a remake. What's the word I'm looking for? A port, remaster? I guess. I think they'll have a remaster. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. I think they're going to have a remaster of Space Marines come out before the Space Marines 2 comes out. Because I think they're really missing the boat that they haven't remastered that yet and put that back. Because that was a hell of a good game. Admittedly, I'm still playing it on my Steam Deck. But still, I think they need to put it out for the PlayStation and the Xbox too, so people can go back and play through it before the second one comes out.
Oh, hey, I like it.
So,
all right. My last one also kind of, this is more hope than I can't say it's founded in concreteness, but
that's all mine are, hope.
Yeah. New James Bond game.
Oh.
So from the Hitman developer, we know they're working on it.
Right.
They officially show it off for the first time, coming in 2025. So I'm really hopeful. I mean, I love the Hitman games. They've been radio silent for so long now. I feel like it's time we hear something about the new Hitman game. Sorry, the new James Bond game.
Right.
Yeah.
I know
you know
what
I mean.
Yeah, I'd play that. Yeah.
There we go, Kim. We're locked in.
Alrighty. We'll see what happens.
We shall see. Yes. And of course, Robin, Mark, and Phil and Pete. Can't forget Pete. Even though he's ginger, we can't forget him. They get a big fat goose egg for this. In fact, they get -3 for scoring, just because. Because.
All right.
Okay, Kim. we've got new releases coming.
We do. It's not a really big list, and I
It's
don't
a
know.
massive list, Kim. Come on. This is gigantic.
I know. And I mean, there was not a lot on here that thrilled me, but then I'm in the minority, so we'll see. So anyway, your new releases for June 2nd through the 9th are, and can you believe we're in June already? I can't. So anyway, we have Destiny 2, The Final Shape. It'll be out for the PS5, the PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC on June 4th. I know there's a lot of people like Womble. Has anybody checked on Womble lately? Is he still, I don't know, he might be doing something for this, because I know he likes Destiny, and he's big on it, kind of like, you know.
A lot of people
Halo.
like Destiny too. You know, it is a thing. It's still very popular.
It is, right? I just didn't like it because I got tired of the grinding, having to go find like 3 million of one thing and then 3 million of another thing in order to make something. I don't know. I'm just not a grinder, I guess. Next, we have Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game. That's right. They made a game out of the movie, which I haven't actually watched because it's got clowns and it's creepy and no thanks. It'll be out for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on June 4th. I do remember seeing that, was it last year, I think, during the big Xbox thing. Star Wars Hunters for the Switch, iOS, and Android on June 4th. And I know nothing about it other than Star Wars. And last but not least, we have Assassin's Creed Mirage for the iOS on June 6th. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Killer Clowns. This is an odd one to me.
Right?
Because one, the vast majority of the gaming population has never seen that movie because it came out probably before they were born. Also, it wasn't a good movie.
Right.
It's just like, I'm not sure why or where this needed to be made, but I might check it out. I don't know, just at least to see the, you know, kind of the finished version of what it looks like. But
right.
Yeah, it's a curious one to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that does it for our new releases.
Right.
It kind of gets us to the end of the show, Kim. We talked about this beforehand. Of course, the audience not privy to this, but we said it might be a short show. And that's because it was just you and I. And you know what? We run things smoothly. It's a well-oiled
really
machine.
Do. Of course, we've been doing this long enough. We ought to at this point. So
we don't have Robin here.
Potato!
I love that.
We don't have Mark here.
Dragons!
We don't have Pete here. And of course, Phil. We don't have Phil either.
No.
It was a dick move.
But it's you and I. So
right.
We're going to finish the show out. We're going to talk about Wednesday. Kim, Wednesday, normally we play Halo. Maybe we'll play Hypercharge.
Okay, well, I have a question to that. Luis
Okay.
wants to know if you will be there Wednesday.
That's a really good question. You know, and there's always one smartass in the show chat that will bring up the fact that I wasn't there the week before because I had work. I want to be there. Let me preface that with I want to be there. The problem is my work doesn't care.
Right.
And so, you know, and I'll be honest, playing games, making money, playing games, making more money.
Right.
Yeah. You know where I'm
I mean,
going
you got to have money to play the games. So,
This
I
is
mean,
true.
I understand it. Yeah, I get it.
This is true. This is also how I afford all the hookers and the blow. So,
there you go.
but no, I'm going to attempt to be there. I for sure will not be there the following week because I will be in Florida, not Tampa, but Naples, Florida. And so, yeah, I'll be there for a few days experiencing hot, humid weather. Joy.
Yay.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. All right. Kim, will you be there on Wednesday? That's my question.
Yes, I should be there. And I may have my nephews, or at least one of them. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
And so it might be Hypercharge. I mean, if we can get, Warrior Princess, Major Avenge to show up, maybe we play.
Right.
Or we play more Halo because we had a blast playing Halo last time.
We did.
So.
And my nephews were thrilled over the moon. So.
And I loved playing with your nephews because it made my kill streak much better.
Well, yeah, Owen likes to, help people out, pad their kill streaks.
I appreciate that.
Honors. No matter how many times I told that kid to turn around and go another direction, he just ignored me, walk off the map. So.
It's usually what I do. So.
I know, right?
Fatal Fridays, if Mark, can be bothered to show up, maybe.
Right.
But, the consistency is really Wednesdays. Don't be fooled, kids. Even though I wasn't there last week, it is Wednesday. That's the happening day.
Right.
All right. Kim, we're at that point.
All right.
We're at that point that we need to shout out the chat in all its glory.
Right. All righty. And I'm going to do that. Plus, Playing Skills says that he thinks Aliens Colonial Marines will get a remaster. Robin will be thrilled. So that was one of his predictions. So
they should just remake the entire game. That's my
right. I think they should just scrap it, start over.
Yep.
All righty. For our show today, Playing Skills. Snoogans was here. And Lord. Thank you guys for keep the check on. So
all I know is
in Florida below, so I don't know if you are or not, but
I don't know if it's me. It might just be me, but you went major Skypey on me. I heard bits and pieces of names. That's okay. If you were able to recognize your name during all of that, congratulations. As far as I'm concerned, it was Snoogans.
Oh, well. All right. Well, at least Snoogans was loud and clear anyway, so he'll be happy about that. So he called you fat fingers, by the way. Yeah.
He's just jealous that I don't rub my fat fingers all over his body. All right.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that got awkward. Hey, if you are still in the chat, thank you for hanging out. Come back next week. We'll do it again. Same time, same bat channel. We do this every Sunday, like I mentioned before. It's 8 p.m. in the UK because we're nice to our UK people, because we feel bad for them, because we kicked their asses and got them out of our country. But also, it's a little more convenient for most of us. We will be on Twitch. We will be on YouTube. We also have an audio version of this podcast that will get sent out at some point in time tomorrow. And that really is on me. So that could be 2 days, 3 days, who knows?
We'll see.
I got nothing more here, Kim. So any shout outs you want to do? Any special announcements?
Well, everybody have a good week this week. Sorry I won't be on next week. Although I might jump in the chat because, well, I have to do something while we're driving back. And I'll try to watch the show while we're on our way back. Because, of course, that's going to start, in the afternoon.
Right.
So, anyway, go on. Have a good week. And I guess we'll see you. So.
All right. Fair enough. And thank you, Kim, for being here. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you, Mark, Robin, Pete, Phil, for not being here. The show is much better without you. And thank you to the chat. Honestly, everybody, we love you guys. We love having you in there. The sarcasm, the fun, all of it. Bring it. Keep coming with that energy. We do love our warrior princess. I want to make sure I get that out there one more time. And we'll be back next week. Oh, by the way, Nicole, special shout out to Nicole. She's been it's like she's come back out of like Groundhog Day. She's like emerged.
Right.
Like Texarkana, she's out there again, being public, being heard, being seen. So love that. Hi, Nick. And football, it's coming, Kim. Football is almost back.
I know.
OTA is happening. I'm excited. I'm excited for the regular season, training camps, because this is the moment of optimism, Kim. My team can still do it. I feel the optimism right now. And then September's going to roll around and it will all crumble away. But for now.
You never know, though.
For now.
I mean,
And hey, at the rate your team commits crimes, I know. I think, at some point we might have a shot because you're all going to be incarcerated.
Well, and the last one, I had to Google him to see who the fuck he even was because I'd never even heard of him. And I'm like, who's this? Okay, they're just like, digging up things that, even chief related. So, well, what are you going to do?
Kansas City Jailbirds, new name.
I know, right? Oh, boy.
All right. On that note, hey, everybody, have a great weekend. Come back next week. We will talk to you then. We're done. We're out.
Louise says the Chargers have no chance. So there you go.
I hate you.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.